because as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there's some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know.
Yes, yes, yes. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi. What number are we on? What number are we on? Boxing Talk with Rafi 996, episode 96. Okay. So where are we? Okay, let this place populate. It's been a busy night out there on the webs. I don't normally check the interwebs before I start the live show. But today I had a little browse, I had a little looky, I had a little look around, and saw that the boxing was live. Boxing was live. Boxing was live on the webs tonight. Uno momento. Oh, let's kill that noise. What's going on here? Who is this? Okay, it's him. It's that dude. Okay, so yeah. Boxing was live on the webs tonight. And I thought, well, damn. Do they need some Rafi tonight? Do they need some boxing talk with Rafi tonight? Or do I Netflix and chill? So much boxing on tonight. I thought, do they need some boxing talk with Rafi tonight, or do I Netflix and chill? I was in a bit of a quandary. You know, I just got home from work, got some food in the system, got some fuel in the system, and it was time to go live. So, yeah. I thought, well, you know what? It's a tradition. Monday night, it's a Monday night tradition around these parts. Boxing Talk with Rafi every Monday. So let me go ahead and do this shizzle. Look up the analytics later. I'm talking about analytics. Where are we here? I think I finally figured out why StreamYard dumps out the description out of the description box. I think I figured out why it happens when you go back and you do an edit. When you go back and you do an edit, then that's when it kicks out the description out of the description box. So while you're here now, I'm going to do this shizzle in real time. Seems like a weekly occurrence. But it don't take long. It's just a boom, and a boom. And it's all good over there. Damn, forgot to click that button while I'm here. I'll click a few more buttons as the area populates. And boom. Let's say video language. Let's put that in 2. I don't know if it makes a damn jot of a difference, but I like to tick all the boxes. Just the type of guy I am. Okay, so what we're going to do is right now, we're going to play the warm-in video. South Croy. I don't think I've seen South Croy around these parts before. Well, hello and welcome. Okay, so what we doing? What we saying? What we doing? Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the show. Okay, so the show, I think everything's there in the description box. Okay, so we're going to do a 360-degree analysis of the Wilder versus Fury fight. We're going to be looking at it from different angles is what I'm trying to say to you. That's what I'm trying to say to you for people who have not been here before. Rafael Dawkins Combat Radio. Boxing Talk with Rafi for people who have not watched the live show before. Basically, this is a place where you come to hear us, to hear me, myself, and guests chop up boxing related topics. Today, we're going to be focusing primarily, well, we're going to be looking at the Wilder Fury fight. We're going to be looking at the Ryan Garcia fight. We're going to be looking at the Caleb Plant fight. And we're going to be chopping up some various other subjects or topics, boxing related. And yeah, if you want a treat, I might throw in some non-boxing related stuff at the end. Okay, but in between time, I don't know if we talked about Joyce Dubois yet, but that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with Joyce Dubois. What's going on in the chat? Yes. Okay. We're starting off with the warm-in video, and then we're going to be getting into it. Let's just acknowledge the people who are here. Boom. El Cal L. Yes. Later start the normal. Hey, Dawkins, get into it, bro. Yeah. Who is this South Croy? Who is South Croy? I don't know South Croy. What was your previous name? No, I don't see no buzz. That's something we're going to be getting into further and deeper. Yes, the last king of Scotland, Idi Amin, is up in the building. Okay, let me start off with a warming video. And after that, when I come back from that, then we will get into it. Get deep into it. All up in it. Okay, let me line this baby up. Okay, let's go full screen on that.
Yes. It's Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And today, we look at Daniel Dubois' 5-year contract extension with Frank Warren. Okay, so Daniel Dubois has signed a 5-year contract extension with the aforementioned Frank Warren. Okay, 22-year-old British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion. He's been touted as one of the most promising heavyweights in the world, up and comers. Okay, so where are we? Okay, Daniel Dubois has also picked up the WBC Youth Southern Area, English, WBO European, WBO Global, WBO International, and WBC Silver titles since turning professional with the Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren. Okay, and as we know, he's currently in camp for his fight with Joe Joyce, to take place on April the 11th at London's O2 Arena. And that will be shown exclusively live in the UK on BT Sports Box Office. It's an interesting choice for Dubois, staying with Frank Warren. Now, the question could be asked, well, why didn't he go with Eddie Hearn? But I think one good reason, or part of the reasoning behind Dubois staying with Frank Warren, is that over there with Eddie Hearn, he's got a number of heavyweights, too numerous to mention, among them being Anthony Joshua, seen here, Parker. He's got Alexander Usyk. What else he got? Of course, Dillian White, although Dillian White is on a fight-by-fight basis with him. I don't think they got anything in paper. It's just they work together on a handshake. I think one of the factors behind Dubois not switching over to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and The Zone is that over there with Frank Warren, Frank can devote his time exclusively to Daniel Dubois Dubois has his father in the background guiding him, and I think they may have concluded, yeah, stay with Frank Warren over in the UK. A path has been paved by Tyson Fury to be with Frank Warren in the UK, but to work with Top Rank over in the US of A. So I think that kind of makes a lot of sense. It's logical. So best of both worlds. He's got Frank in the UK and can potentially sign up with Top Rank in the US of A. Maybe you could even go with the Zone in the US of A. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. You know, that would be groundbreaking stuff. Warren hasn't had the best of luck recently. He's lost a couple of fighters recently to Eddie Hearn and the Zone, namely Billy Joe Saunders, seen here. And of course, more recently, in the last few days, he's lost Josh Warrington. But this promotion game, it's a long game. It's not a short game. So what goes up must come down. It's hills and valleys. So Frank Warren's taken a beating recently. But like I said, what goes up must come down. What goes down oftentimes rises with persistence. So, little hiccup for Frank Warren, but that could work to the benefit of Daniel Dubois. He'll get a lot of attention, certainly won't get lost in the shuffle over there at Queensbury Promotions under the guidance and tutelage of Frank Warren. So all in all, I think it makes a lot of sense, even though on the face of it, you may question why not go with the biggest promoter in the UK, and that would be, if not Europe, if not one of the biggest promoters in the world. Why not go with Eddie Hearn? But I just explained why it could make real good sense. The logic and the reasoning behind Daniel Dubois staying with Frank Warren could simply be that he's getting a lot of focus, a lot of attention, and lots of guidance and care. So have your say. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And don't forget about the live shows, Monday and Wednesdays, 10 p.m. UK time. And don't forget about Twitter, link in the description box. Okay, it's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio, and I am out.
Yes. I'm just trying to get things situated over here. Let's get into it now. Let's get back to, okay, where am I? Let me see what's going on in the chat. Okay, so let's stop sharing that. Boom. Yeah, we're getting into it now. What's going on? Let me just have a look at a few of these comments. Fury Wilder does not have that buzz. So, well, first of all, uno momento. Let me just kick this link in the chat. Boom. Okay. Doesn't have that memento. Okay, AD up in the building. What's up, AD? What's happening? Damn. Omar Pasha. Don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat, Omar. I know you're a big supporter of the videos. Good to have you up in here. Fury getting knocked out. Damn. I'm a regular listener to your vids. I notice how much Wilder has been using AJ's name for promoting the fight. I'm listening from London, but I am Jamaican. Yes, yes, yes. Yardman in the building. And my New Zealander, my Kiwi friend from the Southern Hemisphere, Big Boys Boxing up in the building. What's going on here? Kal-El, where are you from, Kal-El? Egypt? Sounds like an Egyptian name. What's going on? Kal-El up in the building. All right, what's going down? What's going down? Dubois went 12 with a washed-up Kevin Johnson. Yeah, he did. I think some of these guys getting too much hype about their power. I think Johnson is he ain't no joke. Johnson is one hell of a durable guy. Who was it that stopped him recently? African dude. What's his name? Yeah, he stopped him in a few rounds, but that is highly uncharacteristic of Johnson. Johnson don't get shot. No, he don't get stopped. He just soaks him up. Omar Pasha. Yeah, Omar, where you from? Where are you from? UK, America. Okay, UK, up in here. All right, listen. All right, what's going on? All done. All right, give me a second. Do I need a second? Or can I just do what I need to do from here? Can I do what I need to do from here without moving? I think I can. And I will. What's crack-a-lacking? God of War up in the building. Okay. Let me just set this thing up so we got the proper. What's going on there? We're about to get into the show. Let me just set this baby up right here. Let me line this up. Let me line this up. Okay, let's get into it. What the hell? Well, let me mute that for a start. All right, where we at? Okay, so kill the volume on that. Okay, let's get into it. What the hell? Let me mute that for a start. Okay, we're good now. Right, so first things first, where do we begin? Yeah, man, that's all good in the hood. I think the place is populated. Oh, Omar, I thought so. American, yes. Yeah, we are live. Yeah, man, Cool and the gang. Yeah, AJ stopped Johnson in 2. Yeah. Highly uncharacteristic of Johnson to get stopped early in his career. If Dubois is as powerful as they say, he should have been able to take Johnson out. Yeah, but I think Dubois is powerful though. That's the thing. I think Dubois has power. But it's not just about having the power, it's about knowing how to deploy. Knowing how to deploy that power. I think Dubois, because Dubois is so early in his career, then clearly he's getting better. You see him getting better. I see him getting better. So now he's learning how to deploy that power differently, better. You saw him against Nathan Gorman. You saw him take apart Nathan Gorman systematically. So I think Dubois is getting better. I think Dubois is one for the future. Definitely one to watch for the future. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Keep an eye out for Dubois. Still got to get past Joe Joyce, of course. And Joe Joyce is a powerful guy. Joe Joyce is a powerful guy, so everybody says Joe slow. Joe slow. I mean, Joe Joyce, as slow as some people say he is, and he does appear to be slow, but when he hits people in the head, when he aims to hit people in the head, they normally get hit in the head. You know, they normally get hit in the head. So I don't think that people are giving Joe Joyce his due. I think some people are underestimating Joyce. Joe Joyce is a silver medalist. He's an accomplished amateur. And I think that kind of shizzle sets you up for the future. So whilst I give Dubois, I think Dubois is the favorite in that fight for me. Fight versus Joe Joyce is the favorite. Dubois is the favorite. But yeah, don't write Joe Joyce off. Don't write him off. I say don't write him off. Because he didn't look particularly stellar against Jennings. But he just about got the job done, in my opinion. Just about got the job done. What we're saying here, Fury is now saying that he will make Wilder quit. Well, you know, there's a lot of opinions about this. I think that Fury has a better chance of making Wilder quit than knocking him out. You know, because it is a possibility, however slim, that the Fury could knock Wilder out. It's extremely slim. But you still have to acknowledge it as a possibility. But I say you've got more of a chance. There's more of a chance of Fury being so awkward that he would make Wilder quit. I don't think he's going to make him quit. But I can see him being so awkward that he could kind of take a little bit of the edge off Wilder. Make him start to question himself maybe. But the question is, can Fury be any more awkward than he was the first time around? That's the question. Can Fury be any more awkward? Can Fury be any more awkward than he was the first time around? And I think the answer is yes. I think Fury could do could go into it employing some kind of just fiddling strategies. Listen, we have to acknowledge that Fury could perhaps, I'll ask the question rather than make a statement. Better ask the question than make a statement. Is it possible that Fury could be so fiddly? Listen, let me put it a different way. I think there is more of a chance. There's more of a chance of Fury winning by being just fiddly. Really, really fiddly. What do I mean by fiddly? I mean fiddling and awkward. Just messing around. We've already seen that Fury can get points by what is this? We've already seen that Fury can get points by, what is that? Let me line this baby up. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we've already seen the Fury can win points by what is that? How would you describe that? By feints. Fury could win fights by throwing more feints than punches. You know what I'm saying? He could win this fight by throwing more feints than punches. So don't get it twisted. It's very possible that Fury could win this fight just by being fiddly. I mean, that's largely. He won most of the rounds against Klitschko by being fiddly. It wasn't that he was throwing so many punches. It was just that he was being fiddly and awkward. And having Klitschko kind of wondering what the hell is going on. And I think that's how he prevailed versus Klitschko. Now I think Wilder's a bit too direct. Wilder's not scared of him. Wilder's a bit too direct for him. So whatever he's doing, Wilder's going to be walking forward. If not marching forward, he's going to be walking forward somewhat. Yeah. And Fury is going to be slipping and moving, doing that herky-jerky stuff. He's going to be throwing fake punches. He's going to be throwing feints. All that kind of shizzle. So really and truly, I think the best thing that Wilder can do, Fury can do, is just be as awkward as possible. I think that's his key to victory. Frank the French says, what did you make of Josh Kelly presser the other day, Raf? Adam Booth got called out big time. Yeah, I know Adam Booth got called out. Was it Adam Booth? Yeah. I know that guy got called out. That Sky guy. The Sky guy got called out, but I haven't listened to the minutia. I haven't listened to the minutia of what exactly went down there. So, yeah. And I didn't see the press conference, no. Okay. Much mirth was had. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Move around, dance around, feint. A lot of feints. And throw a little bit of boxing in there too. Throw a little bit of boxing in there too. Okay. So I think that's the key. That's the keys to victory for Fury. A lot of people are talking about he's going to sit down on his punch. He's going to sit down on his punches. I think not. Personally, I do think there's an avenue. There's an area and an avenue for Fury to use what I call the hot step. The hot step, that's when you step in. You're not necessarily planting your feet, but you get your foot. You might be out of position, but you only take one step to be in position. And when you take that one step, then you're planted for that one step, and then you move off. Okay? So that's planting on the hot step. That's what I call it. So you plant on the hot step. You're not quite in position, but it only takes you one step to be in position, and you know that you've calculated that. Okay, I'm going to put my left foot forward now. Boom. And I'm going to throw a right, dip down, and then maybe I'm off again. Probably step off with a hook. Yeah? Step off with a hook. So a hot step, bang, the right. Step off, hook, left or right. That's what I see. So I don't see him just sitting down on the punch as such. I just see him using what I call the hot step. That's when you take one step and now you're in perfect position. Boom, deploy, slip off the center line, come off with a hook, and you're off again. So the feet are only planted for a short period of time. 1 second, 2 seconds, 1 second. Yeah. Regarding Joe, slow Joe. Yeah, regarding Dubois v. Joyce. Yeah. There's somebody's going to emerge. One man is going to emerge and one man's going to fall. For real. Slow Mo Joe. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose that. It's a very important fight. Damn. Just move the damn thing. And there's a lot of comments. Yeah, I agree. Dubois has power, says South Croy. I'm just saying we can't rush to give accolades where people have. No. I'm not doing any accolades. I'm not doing any accolades, giving any accolades until after the fight. until after the fight. Vincent Grant, how do you do? You're muted. No, you're not muted anymore. Vincent Grant, how are you?
How's yourself, Rafi?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you? You good?
I'm good, brother. Can you hear me clearly?
You're kind of muffled and echoey. Do you need to get closer to the mic? Are you using headphones?
Well, I'm just speaking through my laptop at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, we can work with this. We can work with
Okay, I
this.
tell you what, Rafi. Let me put myself back on mute and I get back. Yeah.
Okay, man. Cool, Vincent.
All right.
That's cool. Okay, so Wilder won't quit too much bravado. Says Big Boys Boxing. It's Sugar Hill Stewart who's putting those words in Fury's mouth. Man, I don't know if Fury needs anybody to put any words in his mouth. I don't know if Fury needs anyone to put any words in his mouth. Wilder broke both hands last time, apparently, and didn't quit. Yeah, I heard he broke his knees as well. Both hands and his knees. So he has no power to hurt Wilder. His only chance is to try and avoid. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, a big, heavy guy, he can, if he sits down in his punches, he can generate power. There's no doubt about it. No doubt in my mind that if Fury sits down in his punches, then he can generate power. However, if he chooses to sit down in his punches, then he leaves himself in the danger zone. He leaves himself in the danger zone with Wilder, and we know that bad things can happen when you do that. Wilder has full faith in his power. If he didn't, he would box a lot more and try to win rounds. He simply doesn't do that now and hasn't done since the first stubborn fight. Yeah, that's true. Vincent Grant is back. Okay, Cal L. Wilder whiffed a lot in that fight, but he got no return. If Fury can intervene, a stiff jab here and there, a couple of combos, could be a different fight. That is true. If there's no KO, it will be.
Rafi, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
Yeah, but I seem to have you playing in the background as well, you know?
Yeah. So you can, yeah, man, you're good. So, okay, jump in when you're ready, my friend. I'm just going through the chat at the moment, and then we'll get on to specific topics. So let me just scroll through this, but jump in when you're ready. Wilder will never fight anyone who has serious hard punch power. He knows Fury can't knock him out, and he has 36 free minutes. Okay, so Vincent, Wilder, do you think Fury can knock Wilder out? The only way I can see Fury getting stopped is by ref or doctor. Says Big Boys Boxing. He's a fiddler. He's a proper fiddler. Philip Carl Roberts in the building. Fury's got this in the bag. Fury's got this in the bag. Okay, Vincent. Can you see Fury knocking? Okay. Alone again. Right. So let me answer this question then. Okay. So yeah, I just don't see Fury sitting down his punch. It's dangerous for him to sit down in his punch. If he sits down his punch, he leaves himself in the danger zone. If he leaves himself in the danger zone, he gets knocked down again. Let Now, the interesting scenario here. The interesting scenario here is that what was I gonna say? Oh, in comes a man like Phil Walker. Phil Walker, Big Texas. What's happening?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a busy night. It was a busy night on the interwebs. Got home from work. I was tired like a dog. Had something to eat. Set up the show. You know, there's things you got to do. People who don't know, there's no magic button. You know, you got to do you got to get your P's and Q's in place. You got to get your P's and Q's in place and, you know, to get this thing popping. So, you know, by the time I did that, I had a quick look around the web. And I realized that, you know, the boxing thing was kind of live. And so I thought, damn, do they even need Boxing Talk with Rafi tonight? Do the people need Boxing Talk with Rafi tonight? I wasn't sure. I was saying, man, I might just Netflix and chill tonight. But you know, the inner voice, the spirit. My spirit spoke to me and it said, Rafi, do it for the people. Do it for the people. You know what I'm saying, Phil? Okay,
absolutely, man. I know this takes a lot of dedication. A lot of people don't see what goes on behind the scenes to make these videos. So
they don't know.
I definitely appreciate you allowing me to come on, and you know, I'm sure the people listening appreciate you too. So,
well, I can see the numbers. And that tells me the people wanted the community chat that we have here every Monday and Wednesday. They wanted that community chat. They know Phil Walker's going to be around. They suspect Big Boys Boxing from New Zealand is going to be around. Big Boys Boxing.
What's up?
What's happening?
Hope your gentlemen are doing well.
Yeah. Didn't know that I was gonna go live. It was busy. The boxing world was busy tonight. I didn't know if they wanted the community chat on Boxing Talk with Rafi tonight, but the numbers say they do. Vincent Grant, third time lucky. Or not. Or not. Okay, join me when you're ready. Vincent Grant. Okay, so we're going to start off with go ahead, Phil Walker. The fight's coming up now. It's we're just having a general chat about the fight, and then I'll go into specifics later on. But your general feeling about this fight, this Wilder versus Fury, your general feeling about it.
Well, my general feeling is this right here. I think it's going to be.
I don't know if you can hear me, Rafi, because I'm hearing you twice in the background. Yeah.
Okay. Let me stop everything. Okay, so Vincent, what's going on? One second, Phil. Let me just address this. Right. So Vincent, I think what's going wrong is
my opinion is very by TK.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Vincent, is that what you need to do, you need headphones. And then that will cut out the second. Well, you need headphones, and that will cut out the second lot of voices. That's what I think the problem is. You see what I'm saying? Because if you got headphones, you plug it in, and then you turn the volume down, so you're just hearing it through your headphones. I think that's, or maybe you've got YouTube playing, and you've got the volume on YouTube. So you need to kill the volume on YouTube, and then I think that with your headphones, that'll be the problem.
All right, brother, let me take care of that and get back to you. Yeah?
Okay, cool in the gang. Okay, and I see Ames. I'll get to you as we get around the table, Ames. So first of all, Phil Walker, your general thoughts and feelings and views on the fight. It's Saturday. It's coming up on Saturday. So take it away, Phil Walker.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good fight. Guys really putting a lot into the promotion of this fight. Of course, you know, it's no secret, man. Everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel right now knows that I think Wilder's gonna KO Fury without a doubt. But I do think Fury is absolutely one of those fighters that you can't sleep on. And you know, I believe him when he say, "Hey, I think I'm going to have to knock out Deontay Wilder to win this fight." So I don't know if he's going to go full throttle, but I think he's going to take more risk in this fight for the simple fact that he absolutely feels that he has to in order to win. And you know what they say, Crunk Jim, man, don't leave it up to the refs. So we gonna see, absolutely. So it's gonna be a good one, and man, we're just a few more days away, man, a few more days away.
Yes. Okay, Big Boys Boxing, your general overview on the fight, and I'll get into specifics later.
Man, it's a great fight. I'm anticipating it big time. 4 days to go, and realistically, I can't pick a winner with any confidence in a pick. However, I do have a pick, which I'll save for a bit later. But I think both fighters have a great chance of winning. There are a lot of things Fury can do. He can change up his game plan, whereas I don't think Wilder can change it up a lot. But you know, as the old saying goes, if something ain't broke, don't fix it, and Wilder sticks by that. So power to both men. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get it on.
Ames, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, Rafi?
I'm very well, my friend. I'm very well. You know, I'm glad I went with my gut feeling, followed the tradition, kept with the tradition Monday, Wednesday, and some Fridays. Friday is optional. Monday and Wednesday for Boxing Talk with Rafi is mandatory. You know, as time goes by, people will say, oh, it's a Monday. That means it's Boxing Talk with Rafi. You know what I mean, Ames?
Well, you know, I was just finished my revision right. I was going to put my head on my pillow. I've seen you come up on the recommended, and I've seen you talking about Fury versus Wilder 2, and I just started getting hyped. And this week, I'm just going to be hyped for this fight. I've been waiting for. This is the spark that boxing is needed for 2020, leading into this, what should be a big year for boxing. And we're starting off with a cracker, February 22nd, Wilder versus Fury 2.
Yes. Let me adjust my positioning there. Okay, Wilder versus Fury 2. It's going down. Okay, so what we got here? Okay, so let me get through a few of these comments and I will get more specific. Oh, I should give my opinion as well, I guess. Okay, well, no, I'll save that. Save that for a second. Okay, let's just do a few of these comments. Okay, right. So, Wild Soul says Fury won't trade punches with Wilder. That's suicide. It's a suicide. Trade punches. Yeah, he'd be mad to do that. He would be mad to do that. Actually, I watched the video earlier, and initially Wilder claimed he broke his arm in the build-up. Then he claimed he broke his hand in the build-up. Then he claimed he broke his hand in the fight. I know I saw that somewhere. Unfortunately, I didn't save it. Wherever it was, I didn't save it, but I damn well know he said it somewhere because I read it. Well, I read that he said it. And you read it that he said it too, or you heard him say it. Was it a video? Was it a video or was it an interview? Video or interview? Smash that like button, indeed. And anybody who's here who has not subscribed, please feel free to do so.
Can I just add to that comment?
Say that again?
Can I just add to that comment?
Yeah.
After the fight as well, he talked about Fury and his fans saying he's come off a big layoff, being 400 pounds, mental depression. He's coming up with excuses.
Yeah.
Like broken hand before the camp, broken hand during the fight, broken knees. Oh, don't make no excuses.
Mm-hmm. He's going to say, excuse me, he's going to say he suffered from a cracked ass next. I got a crack in my ass. That's why I couldn't really move around like I didn't have the mobility. What's this? He said, Raphael, you actually hear me through. Can you actually hear me? Yeah, Oh, Omar. So you're Omar. Okay, Vincent. Yeah. So I can hear you through your laptop, but you'll have the problem is it's kind of mandatory to have headphones. Otherwise, there's sound issues. Yeah. So it's mandatory you have headphones, you plug that into your device. Otherwise, you have issues unless I mean I've called into shows via certain methods without headphones, but I turned the sound. How does that work? I turned the sound down, but I can still hear them. How is that possible? No. I've always used headphones. When you use headphones, that's I think that's probably the only way you can do it. I think.
Yeah, the best way is use headphones that have got a mic in them as well. So
you definitely need a mic in them. You definitely need a mic in your headphones. You definitely need a mic in the headphones. Where are we here? Ortiz power. Damn, let's not talk about Ortiz today, or maybe later on.
Irrelevant.
Ortiz does have power. Apart from the fact he's 85. Damn. Ortiz has power in his electric scooter. Oh, damn. Yeah.
Hey, man, look. Yeah, hey, they not holding back no punches today.
What'd you say, Phil?
Hey, they not holding back no punches today, man. It's too close to fight week, man. They let it all fly. They let it loose right now, man.
Hey, it's fight week, man. Everybody, the testosterone is up. It's fight week. The testosterone is up. Fury almost knocked Wilder out in the first fight. I think that's a bit far-fetched. God of War. Saw him kind of stagger him. Saw him kind of wobble, stagger a little bit. You know, it took that step back and looked up. You know, that step back and look up. Yeah, that's he definitely registered with. He definitely registered in Fury registered a few punches in Wilder's mind, made him step back and look and say, okay, let me just recuperate for a second here and then go back in. So yeah, he kind of wobbled, staggered. Is that too harsh a term? But along those lines.
It's like, damn, did you put an iron in that pillowcase?
Yeah, he caught him with a couple nice ones. I'll say he caught him with a couple nice ones, but to almost stopped him. No, I don't share that view. Let's go around the table though. Did Big Boys Boxing, did Wilder, did Fury almost stop Wilder?
Nah, not for me. I think a couple of times he got a bit of a stunning, but not even really hurt, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my opinion anyway.
He stunned him. I stunned him a couple of times. Phil Walker. Did Fury almost finish Wilder?
No, man, I don't think so. But man, look, let me tell you something, man. When I will say this, when the times when Fury did make Wilder pay when he missed, he did connect with some very, very nice shots. I think if Fury was to, continue that pattern, he could have a lot more success and he could possibly stop Wilder. It's a possibility.
Yeah. Ames, did Fury almost stop Wilder?
No, it wasn't anywhere near to that sort of degree. We've seen Wilder stunned before, at least on the footage that we do have where Wilder has been stunned. The most latest ones, I suppose, would be being Wilder versus Ortiz the first time around when he was stuck in that tornado and had the bell come maybe a little bit later. Ortiz might have been able to do a little bit more damage, but there were a couple little elements of that in a sense, maybe in the last round of a Fury versus Wilder 2. You know what Wilder's like when he does kind of get into a little bit of trouble. He employs that high guard, and we saw that a couple of times when a left hook came through. I think it was from Fury, but to say that kind of, maybe Wilder was on the way out of there, no, not quite.
Fury has had 2 rematches in the past, McDermott and Chisora. The first 2 fights went the distance. However, Fury stopped both in the rematch. But you see, Wilder's had a few rematches as well. Wilder rematched to Vern. Admittedly, a very much downgraded, depleted, not depleted in weight, but depleted in fight stature and ability. So
Spiritually defeated, and
yeah,
you don't have that fighter spirit no more, man.
yeah. Spiritually depleted, spiritually depleted. Stavern. So I don't know what we can take from that. Blasted him out in a round. Went 12 rounds within the first fight. Blasted him out in a round, but that was a very much spiritually, physically depleted. Stavern, and then of course he had the rematch with Ortiz, and that was 2 years later. Ortiz, we don't know for sure, but he by all accounts, he's an old man. He's an old man in boxing terms now. And he was an old man during the first fight, and then Wilder fought him 2 years later and dispatched him in the 8th round, I think it was. But then he was losing the fight. But then on the counter side of that, on the flip side of that, then people can say, well, was he even trying to win? Wilder wasn't even trying to win. It's obvious he wasn't trying to win in those previous rounds. He was just kind of walking around and looking like a sniper, trying to look through his sights, waiting for the perfect shot. And that's what he did. And then he got the perfect shot. And Ortiz was out of there. So I think your argument is that Fury does good in rematches. Well, very well in rematches, but then we've seen that Wilder does very well in rematches. So I really don't know what we can deduce from that. I mean, let's talk about that. Then let's start with Ames. Rematches. Fury and Wilder both do well in rematches. Ames.
It's not something you can hang on to coming into this fight. The rematches are with different people, different types of opponents. Both these guys will both know each other a little bit more, having had the 12 rounds. Both have styles that they've been working on, I suppose, maybe Wilder to a lesser degree. But the notion of hanging on to, both doing well in rematches, I don't put any value onto that at all. So I'll keep it short and sweet with that response.
Yeah. Big Boys Boxing.
Yeah, it's even par. Both do well in rematches. So,
yeah,
I can't read too far into it myself either.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. Phil Walker, Fury and Wilder both do well in rematches.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can't put too much credibility into how well they do in rematches. I agree with everybody on the panel, but I will say this: I think Wilder probably, has the most convincing wins in rematches, but still. These are also older fighters at that point, and at the end of the day, both those guys got the KOs in the rematch. So, it's a wash technically.
Yep, it's a wash. It is a wash as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, great to see everyone from around the globe. Yeah, we I think we're in the southern hemisphere. I don't know if you call that the Australians. Don't want to offend the New Zealander. Don't want to offend our New Zealander. But is that whole area called? Oh, it's the Oceanics. What do they call it? Oceania. What's that area called? Big Boys Boxing. What is it called? He was muted there. What is that area called? The Oceania.
Yeah, Oceania.
So we got the Oceania. We got the Americas. And what else we got? Yeah, we got the UK. We got Europe. We're covering 3 continents covered. What I need now is a guy from South America, maybe a guy from Russia. So, any Russian guys out there, then we want to enlist you over here. We want hold on, we got any Africa? Africa's not covered. So, Africa.
Don
ZB, where are you? ZB, where are you? So we do cover Africa. We do sometimes have Africa covered. The only thing we don't have, we got Europe. The only thing we don't have covered is South America. I think that's all of the continents. But yeah, we try to get global coverage over here. Raf Boxing Talk with Rafi. Fury will take Wilder to school like his mama should have done. OMG, that's cold. That is cold. Colder than cold. Okay, so I think it's time that we get into specifics now. Okay, so Phil Walker, you're in America. I don't know how well. Okay, somebody in the chat who's good at multitasking. And Phil Walker, I address this question to you. How do you know how well the tickets are selling? You see, if I was super pro, I would have gone looking for tickets, and I could have showed you how the seating arrangements, if I was super pro, that is to come when I really start to really get deep into the program analysis. This was just a last minute thought. Anybody out there who is good at multitasking, if you want to go and look for a ticket and tell me what the seating arrangement, what things are looking like over there. But Phil Walker, what are you hearing over there on the ground in America?
Well, look, let me tell you something. I'm going to speak from two different perspectives. I'm going to speak on one that I know for sure that people are excited about, and then I speak on the other one as far as the ticket sales. Now, I can tell you this right here. I go to different gyms. Everybody in the boxing community, as well as casual fans at my job, are looking forward to this fight. So I'm assuming, based on that, I think the pay-per-view is going to do well, or at least better than it did last time for sure.
Yeah.
So people are really excited about the Wilder Fury 2. I think them having the promotion during the Super Bowl, I think that helped out tremendously. And I think that now ESPN have their hands in it. I think that's also helping out tremendously. As far as the ticket sales go, I had a buddy of mine at my boxing gym. He said he went in to purchase a ticket, and he said that all the the really good seats are taken, essentially, unless you want to drop a nice bag to get a really, really good seat. He says now they have some seats still available as far as watching the fight at distance. But with that being said, I believe based on my communication with other people down here in the States, I think the fight is just going to overall do better than the first fight. How much better, I don't know, but when you're coming in and you having a rematch, technically all you can wish for is a better outcome than the first time around. But again, somebody may be able to shine a light on the actual number of seats that are available, but based on the information that I have, the very, very close seats, the good seats are taken, or they cost extreme dollar amounts. So we'll see.
We shall see. I'm in the ticket site now. Damn, Rafi's multitasking. I'm in the ticket site now, just having a look. I don't know how well you can see. It says special offers on sale, premium $2,500. P6. Okay. You see, you cannot rely on unproven sources, because I was just listening to a show while I was preparing this show. The final minutes of preparing this show while I was eating my dinner. Just before I came on, and a guy said in another show, he called in and he said, "Man, I've been trying to get tickets, man. It's $1,000 in the nosebleed. Utter, complete, and utter garbaggio." I'm looking right here. P6, $150 damn dollars. You can't trust unproven sources for information. P6, $150. P5, $254. P4, $354. P3, $500. P2, $1,000. P1, $1,500. Okay, so there's a fly in the ointment, because I've got to look at the availability. That doesn't tell me availability. So let's go to availability now. Okay, we're going into availability. I don't know how long. Just a sec, it says. Okay, price range of tickets is what? Okay. Maybe the guy wasn't talking that much crapola, because according to this, it says adjust the filter. Okay, I'm going to move it along. Okay, so hold on. According to this, the cheapest tickets available is $500, $499. That's the cheapest ticket available. And hold up. I spoke too soon. The most expensive tickets right about here is $6,850. Oh, damn. Hold on. This thing looks pretty much. This is well sold. Hold on. Let me. What is this here? Is this an area? If I click that, what happens? Oh. So hold on. What is. Okay. So can I move this like this? So I'm going to assume that the blue. Yo, this fight is well sold. I'm scrolling around the outside here. So I think the gray. Please select your tickets on the map. Okay, so the gray, it seems to me the gray area here are all sold out. So you've only really got a few seats in each section so far. I'm going around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. We got one section here that's only half sold. Another section, what's that? And that's 40% left, 40% of tickets left in another section. Okay, some of the back sections here, I guess you'd call them the nosebleed. There's 50% in that, 50-50. But closer up. Hold on. There's lots of tickets here, though. Lots of tickets there. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a well-sold. Okay, there's 20% tickets there, 20% tickets there. This is pretty well sold out. This is pretty well sold. I think this looks to me like a good 80% sold out. Oh, there's a few tickets there. There's only just a smattering, 20% there, 20%, well, 50% there, 50. And then closer up, all around the ring. The more expensive tickets, they're 99% sold. On the outside, I think I'm looking and trying to figure out the percentage. I say this thing is 80% sold out. That's good. 80% sold out. That's good. Okay. And if I go select the tickets on the map, and if I go back, the ticket range, the price range available appear to be the cheapest right about now through the official sites appear to be the price range is $500 to $6,800. And it appears to be 80% sold out. So, okay, I'm satisfied that experiment has been concluded. I am satisfied that this fight is selling very, very well. So that's one question that's been taken care of. Big Boys Boxing, any thoughts on the sale? It looks good. It looks good to me.
It does. I always thought that when the second fight happened, I thought it would sell out reasonably easily. And I think it's going to do at least over 600,000 pay-per-views as well. After that first fight, that was like the warming that kind of teased everybody, and getting that decision of a draw at the end of it created more anticipation. So I wouldn't exactly be surprised if this fight does over 1 million pay-per-view buys in the end, to be honest.
Damn, 1 million pay-per-view buys, moving it around Ames. It looks well sold out.
Yeah, that's obviously good to see. When a fight like this comes around for the second time, you want to see that the seats have been occupied by the fans, and those that are on the walk up aren't on the walk up to that much, are they, on the day? So I hope they have that knowledge that they're up to. Well, there's only slim pickings left over on the tickets, but I'm not surprised. Like Phil Walker spoke about earlier, the amount of money that they shelved out for however much seconds of ad time they did during the Super Bowl looks to have paid off, which is good. And that's what you want, really, for when boxing you think is maybe kind of dwindling. You want as much spotlight as you can on the biggest fights, and this fight looks like it's going to get that. And I agree with Big Boys Boxing. I think we're gonna see around the 1 million, maybe just a bit shy of 1 million, but around that kind of mark, because I think this is one of those that's gonna really that has already grabbed the fans.
Yes. Subscrilla link is in the chat. Phil Walker. Oh, sorry, Ames. What do you think the pay-per-view numbers are going to look like? I just
said I think it's going to be around 1 million. I think we're gonna get around that mark. Maybe 100,000 less. Maybe on the mark around 1 million.
Yeah.
But I think we'll get that
around the mill. Yeah, Phil Walker. Thank you, Ames. Yeah, Phil Walker.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it's going to do a million. But I can say this: this time around, they do offer it on pay-per-view in the UK as well.
Yeah.
So that may be the numbers as well. But I'm thinking I'm going to be I'm going to not put out a ridiculous number. I'm going to be a little more modest. I'm thinking probably about 700, between 700 and 800,000 views, pay-per-view view buys for this fight. So I think it'll be somewhere around there.
Okay, we're global. We got Pakistan in the house. We got the Oceania in the house. What is that? We got Russia living in Germany in the house. Yes, excellent. I got a private message. It's BPV down here in New Zealand and Australia too. Indeed. I have to go and do my road work and exercise. Rafi, I'll see you on the next show. Absolutely. Thank you, Omar Pasha, aka Vincent. Well, I'll stick to my original conservative estimate of 650,000 pay-per-views. Looking at it now, looking at the way the tickets are sold, I suspect that's a low figure. But I'm sticking with the 650. I think it could go up to 750. But with the way the place is looking, the way that auditorium is looking, with only maybe 20% of tickets left, I may have underrated the PPV sales, but that's a good thing. It's looking good. It looks like they're going to exceed my expectations, so that's all good in the hood. Different sites. That's a good point. Different sites sell tickets. StubHub has available tickets in most sections I was looking at earlier. It's hard to tell by looking at one site. That is a valid point. That is a very valid point. I think the biopic
as well, though, when you go to those secondary sites, those tickets are already sold. So because they're reselling the tickets in order to turn a profit. So you got to kind of be careful with that as well.
Scalping. Scalp them and hang them up high, EJ Boxing.
What's going on, people? What are we talking about? Talking about money. We're talking about money.
We're talking about, first of all, hello and welcome EJ Boxing onto the show. So now EJ, we're saying we're looking at we just looked at the tickets. We just looked at the ticket sales for the Wilder Fury thing. And it looks like there's about 80% of the tickets have been sold.
Yeah. You see, this is the thing, like they need another Radio Raheem, Deontay Wilder moment or something like that, and you're gonna probably get it this week in the press conference or the weigh-in. They're gonna do something to blow it up to make the casual fans pay attention to the fight. That the first fight, it was the Radio Raheem thing. People thought, we're gonna see it. It's this time of the year, people just after Christmas, maybe people ain't got the money in their pocket, but they need to be pushing the selling. I know people expect it, but it is 2 years. And most of the people, I don't know if they forgot it or whatever, to make sure it's a sellout fight. So they've got the venue. I think this week they're going to have to step up on the promotion. To be fair, hopefully they'll do that. Or I don't know if Wilder's participating. Because I feel like Wilder said, I think Fury said that he's living in Wilder's head rent-free. And Wilder might acknowledge that. So he's like, okay, you ain't gonna do it this week. I don't care about the ticket sale. I just want to get the job done, which is true though. They shouldn't be worried about if they win this fight. There's the AJ fight on the horizon, so you really can't be getting into this exchange because Fury wants that and Wilder doesn't want that. So, but really and truly, in terms of selling it out, the fight itself is what the fight is. The fight's gonna be a great fight, but in terms of the promotion, they could do a bit more. They need a Radio Raheem moment. Or something, EJ Boxing Live moment, Phil moment, or Rafi moment. just to push the envelope. And I expect to see that either to I think the media workout is going to be tomorrow and the press conference Wednesday, or maybe it's going to be the other way around. So I expect to see something that's gonna blow up social media to make say, yo, I'm gonna go watch that fight. So yeah, that's what I'm respecting.
Yes. So, what is this here? Yeah. What does it say? All good at the gate and terrible at PPV. I wouldn't read too much into the gate. Yep. Sometimes it bees like that sometimes. According to Web Analytics, the fight creates a decent buzz. 1 million PPV buys should be realistic. Okay. Right, Marla up in the building. Wild Soul up in the building. It's going to be close to 2 million. You are off your rocker. Going to be close to 2 million PPV. I'm saying it now. You are off your rocker. I'm not a gambling man, but I say it touches 1M at the tops. I'd be extremely surprised if it exceeded that. Don't get me wrong. If it exceeds that, it exceeds that, and that's all cool in the gang. But I would be extremely surprised if it exceeded 1 mil. I'm saying around the 250,000 mark. But if it exceeds that, that's all cool in the gang. That's all cool in the gang. Okay, so we've chopped up how the fight is looking in terms of sales. And now we're going to get into, Big Boy's Boxing. Are you back? Said he was going to be back away for a while. That's fine. Okay, so now we are looking at, I'm just looking at the technical issues right now, the technical facts. Okay, so we got a couple of Brits up in the building. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Ames. I did a video on the fact that this is going to be a £25 pay-per-view. That's up 20%. £5 on top. That's a fiver. We call that a fiver in the UK. That's 20%. And a lot of people said to me, "Hey man, what's a fiver? What's a fiver? What's a fiver?" A lot of people said, "What's a fiver?" You know what? A fiver means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. And a 20% increase in anything that I'm buying, that means a lot to me as well. Mm-hmm. Now, Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. They slapped that fiver on. They said, Raf, you didn't complain. You didn't complain when they put £5 on the Joshua versus Ruiz. Well, actually, if you go back into my videos, I think you will find that I did. I don't want to pay 20% extra for nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to pay 20% extra for nothing. But the difference between that fight and this fight is that was taking place in peak time, UK time. Yeah. There was no inconvenience. It was boom right there, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Boom right there. Extremely convenient. So the fiver, I thought, well, okay, I don't like it, but at least it's at a convenient time for us. Fair enough. But I don't see the rationale. I don't see the rationale in paying an extra £5. I mean, obviously I'm going to pay it because I'm going to broadcast it. Yeah. But the rationale, I don't see the logic. Where's the logic in paying a £5 extra for a fight that's taking place in the UK at 5 a.m.? I don't see the logic. Ames, talk to me.
Well, I managed to speak to Frank Warren at a recent show, Midlands Mayhem, when it was up in Birmingham a few months back. And I asked him, why, what's with the price increase? Is it to do with having to match Eddie Hearn, with his recent price increase with obviously Joshua versus Ruiz too? And
you said that to who?
To Frank Warren, yeah.
You said that to Frank Warren?
Yeah.
And you lived to tell the tale. Did you stand back? Was there some barriers?
No. He was. I did it for an interview. He was fine with the question. And
how many times did he roll his shoulders before he answered? How many shoulder rolls?
Well, with the answer, he kind of ducked the answer in a sense. To be fair, because he kind of said that it's not necessarily to do with matching Eddie Hearn and the Joshua fight. It's kind of more to do with capturing our audience. And over in America, you've got a pay-per-view which is $80-90, and you can find illegal streams over there. And to kind of stop that, we kind of put obviously our streams up here. But the thing is, I kind of think. And also Frank kind of said he kind of put the same rhetoric out that kind of Eddie did, which was the whole, what's a fiver to you and me? We can just have a friend round, and everyone pays a fiver, and then, which kind of, in a sense, if you think about it economically, if you take a person out of buying a pay-per-view. That's one less person that would buy the pay-per-view because they're at their mate's house, isn't it? If you think about it in that sort of sense. But you know what? For me, Rafi,
Yeah.
I actually believe this is worth the money more than Joshua versus Ruiz 2. And that's in a personal sense because I love a good tightrope walk when it comes to boxing. I love a boxer looking to be slick and evade the massive puncher. And that's entertaining for me, just like it was in the first fight. And I believe the first fight was worth every single penny. For the fight alone, the undercard was terrible. The undercard's not that great either time this time around. And to be fair, you know what? I actually think 20 and 25 pounds, it's a yeah, I'm going to pay for it as well. However, I do get it though. Like, why pay the extra $5? But we know why the $5 has been put in, don't we, Rafi?
Yeah.
Sky Sports put that bid in to a massive bid in there. They had the opportunity to do so, and that forced BT Sports' hand to raise that price, and that's kind of then as well forced BT Sports' hand now to put that price up. And actually, Rafi, what I did was around the 1st of Feb. The price hadn't been revealed. At least I hadn't seen a price being revealed. And I actually rang BT Sport up, at least the call line. I said, how much is this going to be? And they didn't even know at that point. They didn't even know what it was. They were waiting as well themselves to reveal the price. So I don't really know what that means or what that says. But I think a lot of thought has been put into this. But I think the deciding factor is Sky Sports being a little bit cheeky, but being a business savvy as well, have forced the hand, and that's meant that BT Sport have had to get some money back themselves, raise the prices as well.
Yeah, they had to raise the price. That's the real reason they had to raise the price, I think, because Sky put a bid in, and to cover so BT probably almost certainly had to raise the price, their offer price for the fight. For the PPV to host the PPV, and that's probably the real reason why the price is what it is, because it don't make no sense. It's not comparable in terms of Joshua Ruiz. It happened at a reasonable and very convenient time for us in the UK, so we kind of swallowed the extra $5. I didn't like it, but other than what we've just heard, what's the justification for putting it up a $5? It's 20% increase. I don't like it. I don't like somebody saying, well, hey, you're lucky because over there you'd be paying more. Well, I'm not over there. I'm over here. Do you know what I'm saying? So the £5 extra, EJ Boxing.
It's a cash out though. It's a cash out because look, really and truly, yeah. What other pay-per-views has he got going on? And yeah, I know I hear the point of view about matching the Sky offer. I can hear someone typing on their computer. You hear them matching the offer and stuff like that, but really and truly, of course, they're matching. They're seeing if they can get away with it. I mean, really, it comes down to it. Yeah, we're gonna pay for it. A lot of people are gonna pay for it, but then you still have to worry about your Sky bill. Normally, some people are paying for Sky Movies, Sky Sports, and they're paying for other things. So you put that on top of your bill. Your bill is near over 100. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we got £5. It is extra on top. Now, if I see a live stream, I actually think about doing like AJ. If you look at AJ and Ruiz too, yeah, the undercard wasn't that bad. No, what's the undercard of this? Says Warren is £24. Are we just paying for one fight? Because I don't know what the undercard. I don't know what
the fight under the main fight is Washington. Is Martin v. Washington.
Which Martin?
Charles Martin.
Versus what that but at the same time, yeah. And the same AJ and I think it was Melina and some other thing on the undercard as well. So it was laughable as well. But like these people, they're getting away with murder. Like I'm not gonna lie, they're holding us up for ransom. The hardcore fan, will pay the money. They will. They just will. And they know it, right? But at the same time, it's like you know what Frank Warren after the fight would say, look, we charge you 25, but that's what you got. You know, Frank Warren after, look, we put it up, but you got a better fight than you got against AJ and thing. He'll come with the argument which he can. But at the same time, it's like, Frank, bro, you can charge 24 for this one, but you ain't going to get another one. Because I don't see how, the only way you can get another one if it's AJ versus thing. And I think they're just trying to bring up, because BT Sports, I don't know if people saying Frank Warren's been taking a loss in terms of his financial. They want to put themselves on the map. So if they're going to go for 24 thing and just kept it regular, then fine, but I think they're trying to make a statement here. Trying to make a statement. I think they are trying to compete with Sky at the same time. So end of the day, certain people will pay for it. I'm hearing that Fury's got injury on his leg from Hatman. I don't know if this is official, but he's got injury in his leg. His leg swelled up. I don't know how that's going to affect him in the fight. Furies are here. Yeah, this is what I'm hearing. This bruising around the ankle is pretty bad. And this is probably why he says he's going to stand there with Wilder. But I don't know if there's any truth to that, if they put that false rumor out, whatever. But any in the case, it's not going to change the pay-per-view. But they really need to do a better job. I mean, they are putting it 24 hours on BT Sports, but in America, I don't know, Phil and some of the other guys going to have to answer. Are they seeing any promotion to warrant it to be the price it is? Is it captivating the people in America? Because a lot of things been going on. The All-Star game is just finished. I know it's kind of quiet, but they need to really capture the audience in America and in the UK in terms of doing a better promotional job. That's just my opinion. And I think end of the day, they charge them £24. When it's all said and done, I'm not gonna lie, people paid their money for Ruiz and AJ1. And they got their money's worth. So I guarantee you probably get your money's worth when you pay the money anyway. So that's my
Okay. Who didn't? Amala is up in the building. Marla, how you doing, mate? You muted, Marla.
How's it going, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I don't know if it applies to you guys. You guys are paying, yeah, but you can still have an opinion on it. They're charging us an extra $5 over here in the UK. Now, following suit from Eddie Hearn when they charge an extra $5 for Joshua Ruiz too. The difference, I didn't like it, and I said so in video form. I didn't like it this time around either, and I've said so in video form. I don't want to pay 20% extra for nothing. I don't want to buy something one day and then the next day is 20% extra. You know what I'm saying? People say, oh, it's only a $5. Hey, listen, those $5 add up. If everything went up by 20%, we would be royally screwed. So I don't like it. Obviously, I'm going to pay, but I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, they put ours up. Well, we normally pay $34.95 New Zealand dollars, and we're paying $39.95 for this one.
Mm-hmm. So that translates. Oh, how much? What's the price difference? Sorry, what's the price?
That would be. I worked it out. $39.95 New Zealand based off my phone calculator is 19.79 pounds.
Yeah, sorry, I meant what's the price difference in dollars for you guys? What are you paying difference in dollars?
Oh, $5.
Oh, $5. Okay. So they're putting up a $5, but they're putting up a $5 everywhere. Big Boys Boxing. How you feeling about it? Is he here? Big Boys Boxing. Are you muted? You muted, Big Boy.
Man, sorry, I was muted. Didn't realize.
Yeah. I muted you. I muted everybody. Carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the bad news is $24.95 is going to be the standard price for pay-per-views.
I think so.
In the UK from now on. Eddie started it, and I think it was warranted. That undercard was pretty good for the Joshua Ruiz card.
Yes.
4 fights on this Wilder pay-per-view card. 2 of them are not competitive. So the price rise on that card is probably not warranted, in my opinion. I mean, there's definitely a couple of good fights on there, and hardcore fans will pay the price. But for those not really casuals, the borderline casuals, hardcores will definitely think about stealing it because there's 2 crap fights on there.
Yeah.
And there's only 4 fights on there.
Yeah.
But, I am hearing that Dubois v. Joyce is probably going to be $24.95 as well for you guys. So there you go.
Now, if that happens, that's on BT as well. If that happens, then Frank Warren is taking the PP. He's taking the urine, mate. He is taking the urine. That $5 is a squeeze. Okay, so people are swallowing it for Joshua. I mean, people are swallowing it for this fight, for 2 fights. You're swallowing 25. I'm not. I mean, I will have to swallow it because obviously I'm probably going to broadcast it almost certainly. So I'm obviously going to go for a proper stream. I'm not going to go for a pirate stream. I'm not too much into the pirating thing, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to go the pirate stream route. I will be going the official routes, so I got a stable stream for the people. But if I were not doing an official thing like this, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's steep to 2 fights. £25 for 2 fights at 5 a.m. No, not feeling it at all. £25 for the Joyce fight, Dubois v Joyce, even though one of those guys is going to be the future, potentially. No, totally crazy, totally out of the question, totally ridiculous. They're going to get burnt. Listen, message to Frank Warren. If you go ahead with this and charge £25 for Dubois v Joyce, as much as I like the fight, actually, yeah, I will be paying again because obviously I'll be covering it. So you got me again, Warren. You got me again, old fish eyes. Old fish eyes has got me again. But if I weren't doing live streams to broadcast to the public, would I be paying £25 for this one, much less the Dubois one? I think you know what my answer is. I'm not. Somebody want to speak just then?
Yeah, they hosed us the same with Joseph Parker. Like when he fought Ruiz, they charged us $59.95 New Zealand.
Damn.
Yeah, they hammered us for that because they knew everybody would pay it. You know,
They knew. But these companies, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. I say keep the price low, and more people will come. Keep it affordable. Don't get greedy. And I think it's a big mistake. I think it's a really, really big mistake.
Maybe they're thinking that the revival of boxing in the UK has happened, and now it's time to start cashing in on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, business is business at the end of the day, and I mean, everybody's in business to make money, so I understand that. But I'm not cool with the 20% rise, not with for Fury, and certainly not for the Dubois v Joyce fight, even though one of those guys may very well be feature largely in the future. Okay, so I think it's time I get back into another specific point. Okay, so we've looked at we've looked at the popularity of the fight. It looks like it's going to be, I think, where's Phil Walker? Yeah, Phil Walker had to jump off to go to work. Good to have you, Phil. So we've looked at if the fight's selling. It certainly appears to be 80% of the tickets appear to have been sold. That's a very good sign. Only 20% of the tickets appear to be remaining. So that's all cool. That's all cool. So that's good in terms of sales. Yeah, that's great. We've looked at the PPV situation. Obviously, I'm going to be buying it 5 a.m. It's not just, well, let me just say this. I don't think it's justified. I'm very anti this price increase, particularly. I mean, there's an argument to say that when a fight comes on at 5 a.m. in the UK time, it shouldn't be a PPV. There's an argument to say that when a fight comes on at 5 a.m. in the bloody morning in the UK, it shouldn't be a PPV. It's incredibly inconvenient. So I'm not going to go as far to say it shouldn't be a PPV, but it shouldn't be expensive. We think we're gonna have to look at this situation differently. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you paid for the fight the first time round, right?
I was out actually. I watched it. Yeah. Well, you could say I paid for it because it was somebody else's house, and we did bring drinks. So okay, I contributed. Yeah.
Okay. So do you feel after the first fight, the fight warranted the price that it was the first fight?
Yeah. I was cool with I was cool with it.
So it's a similar sort of thing this time round in that it's a one fight pay-per-view for the card, because the undercard isn't all that. Although Navarrete is a decent fighter, but he's not really in any sort of fight as such. So it's the same sort of thing this time around. Do you think before the fight happens, do you think after the fight, the fight would have warranted the £25 pay-per-view price? What's your honest thoughts about it?
I think that really we shouldn't be. There's an argument that we shouldn't be paying pay-per-view for a fight that we have to watch at 5 a.m.
I appreciate that, but I haven't
finished though. That's part one. Part one. So part two, to have an increase on that price is an automatic no. Automatically no.
Solely on the 12 rounds. Do you think after those 12 rounds you'll have been entertained enough to have said, you know what, 25 isn't too bad. I'm just putting this out as conjecture, not to convince.
Yes, yeah, no. Listen, all questions are welcome. All questions are welcome. On the basis that I believe, I've come to the conclusion, the belief. I didn't feel this way before, but thinking about it, I've now come to the belief that in the UK we should not be charged. We should not be. We shouldn't be in a position where we're being charged for fights that are happening at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a new concept. But think about it. Why are we paying premium prices for a fight at 5 a.m.? It's not for us. It's not, the fight is not designed. It's not time for us. It's not scheduled for us. We are not a consideration in the scheduling. It's scheduled for America, 5 hours ahead. But we're paying PPV for the privilege of watching it at 5 a.m. It's questionable. Yeah. It's questionable. So
Can
Karen.
Can you not watch the fight replay for a few days at your own leisure?
Yeah, you can.
There's the risk. There's the risk of the spoil, and then you've lost your money, haven't you?
There is a risk. Yep.
Yeah. It's a big risk. It always happens. You try to shut people out, and then you accidentally look at your phone.
Yeah,
and then throw it against the wall.
I just think, based off of the first fight, which was 20 quid over here, and then based off of the entertainment that I've had in the the pre-fight build-up, the stuff I've watched, the promotion as such, I think come the end of it, I will hopefully have been entertained enough to say, you know what, 24.95, whatever it is, was worth the price from the outset. That's what I hold at this point in time.
£25, you're comfortable paying that? I'm not comfortable. I know I'm probably sounding like a miser right about now. Probably sounding like a miser. I understand that, but no, I'm principled. I don't like 20% increases on things, and also I'm increasingly coming to the belief that we shouldn't be paying PPVs for fights that are happening at 5 a.m. in the morning. How about can the Americans push it forward? Can the Americans come forward 3 hours? Can they come forward 3 hours? So now we're not watching it at 5, but we're watching it at 2.
Then they miss prime time, don't they?
They miss prime time. So, but then they say we get it cheap. We're up at 5 in the morning. EJ boxing.
I can't do it no more. Can't do it. I ain't got the stamina for it. 5 a.m. Can't.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
I wait. It'll be at the end of the day. I'll probably pay for it and then just watch it in the morning. I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm gonna go through that. And Frank Warren's undercards are notoriously bad. They're really bad.
PBCs are worse.
No, PBC's okay. No, PBC's okay. Yeah, PVC's okay. I've watched a couple of PVC cards there, but the Frank Warren undercards, boy, listen, you probably get one gem out of that. But like I said to you, bro. Like, I've been watching. Wait, listen, they have like loads of he has loads of fighters, and it's like I don't even know who this guy. And probably never see this guy again, and it will be just bad, man. It will be bad. Like, and look, most of the guys, you got Warrington gone, Billy Joe Saunders gone. Daniel Dubois, who else they got? What's her name again? The girl, Nicola Adams. She's not there no more. You know what I'm saying? So, in terms of name recognition, Charles Martin. You know what UK fans feel about Charles Martin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna say to you, bro. So Charles Martin's getting a chunk of the pay-per-view. It's like, yo, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they locked everything up. I think in a way it'll be like, well, look, you get what you pay for, a cash out. Or it's like, oh, it worked. We can keep doing it again. But I'll be honest with you, this not better be the standard. £24.
They're saying they're trying to edge it towards the standard. They ain't said that, but that's what we feel. That's what I feel.
Yeah. That's what. You know what I mean. And I know you're doing it because Eddie's doing it, trying to say, well, Eddie's doing it, so we're doing it. But at the end of the day, we never liked when Eddie did it. And but the thing is, I'll be honest with you, did the Anthony Joshua and Ruiz fight give you that thrill? Did you feel happy you paid your money? Yeah, you did, because Anthony Joshua got his belts back. Now, if you watch the fight and Fury wins in a spectacular fashion, yeah, you'll say, yeah, but if you wouldn't worry about the money, I guess you won't, because to the end of the month, you'll say, yeah, I got my money, Fury won. Now we can talk about him and AJ, stuff like that. There's a lot of highs in the whole thing. I know we're being negative. We're not really negative. We're worried about our pockets, what we should do. But
it's not even just the pockets. It's not even just the pockets because it's the arrow as well. It's inconvenient.
Oh, you see you see the 5 in the morning. I couldn't do it. I don't think I got the stamina to do that. Undercard is shaky. You know what I mean? I don't think I could do that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's the world going to watch.
If I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't doing the live for the people in the community, I wouldn't be up at 5 a.m. to watch that fight. I watch it in the morning.
Yeah. But listen to this. Let me ask this question: are they doing it for the UK fans, or they do it for America? Because end of the day,
America.
Yeah, what kind of messed up is that? You know what I mean? Because America, I don't know if America. What is America? I mean, we're complaining about the £5 increase. What is America paying?
They're paying like 80. They're paying like $80, which is about what? £50, something like that.
50. See, there you go. That's probably why. They you know what I'm saying? Bomb the UK loyalty, but is Fury sell? Is Fury's the numbers sell? What's Fury's pay-per-view sales? I mean, the numbers, to be fair, in America, they done better. I think they done better in America than they did over here. So that's probably why. Then. You know what I mean? The numbers are doing better in America, and it's probably angled for the American market. So we're kind of being left with, well, look, we give you 25, and we're more focused on America. So that's what it is. That's probably why. You know, but that's too early. It's 5 in the morning is too much. Not even 3 or 2. 3 or 2, yeah, that'd be reasonable. 5,
yeah.
No, that's
5,
crazy.
nah. That's the next day. That's like a couple of hours away from getting up, and it mixes up your body clock. It's just generally all round inconvenient. Okay, so what we can actually have to talk about how we see the fight going now. We have to go around the table. Where am I going to start? I'm going to start with Big Boys Boxing and work my way around. Okay, Big. How do you see the fight? Have your pick. We're going to do the picks now, and picks and predictions. Wilder Fury. Picks and predictions. Wilder Fury. Big Boys Boxing. You're muted. Okay, maybe.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a pick. I don't want to see it happen. I want to see Fury win, but I'm picking Wilder by knockout in the 9th round. I think Fury is going to try and bring the fight to Wilder, but Wilder's still going to be fairly patient. I don't think he's going to be as emotional this time around because Tyson hasn't had the chance to get in his head. And he knows that Tyson can take his power to a certain degree. So I don't think he's going to be letting loose and be as wild this time around. But yeah, Tyson's going to walk forward, use a stiff jab, throw a lot more right hands, feint a lot less, but he will still feint. I think it's going to gas Tyson. Come round 7 or 8, I think we're going to see him slow down, and Wilder's going to start seeing a pattern that he's seen a couple of times prior to a big shot. And once he sees that pattern starting again, it's going to be KO. Good night.
Damn. And that hand clap for dramatic effect. So, in conclusion, your pick is
Wilder by 9th round stoppage.
Damn.
And with that, I'm afraid I'm going to have to love yous and leave yous. So thanks for having me on, Rafi.
Much appreciated, Big Boy. That was Big Boys Boxing from down there in the Southern Hemisphere, the Oceania. He's got his own channel. Go check him out. Much appreciated. Goes out to Big Boys Boxing.
Appreciate that, Rafi.
Okay. And so, thank you very much. And we move on to Ames.
And the winner and the new WBC heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury. Now, I'm not too confident of how it happens, but I'm confident that Tyson Fury wins because if there's anyone who can defy concept and logic, it's Tyson Fury. If there's anyone who has the ability, the technical nous, the skill, the know-how, the IQ, the ability to get into someone's head, the antics inside the ring and out, it's Tyson Fury. I believe that he is the best boxer in the heavyweight division, and I believe that the best boxer in the heavyweight division has the capacity to be able to deal with someone who generally only really has a right hand and a bit of a left hook in terms of their fighting in the ring. In terms of how I see the fight play out, I think it'll be on points. There might be, you might see Tyson drop to the canvas once, maybe, but I think it's going to be a similar sort of story to Joshua versus Ruiz 2, in that I think one thing I'm definitely confident on is that Tyson Fury will have to make Deontay Wilder feel the power early, feel that power, that extra stone. I think he'll bear down on him. He'll tie him up a lot more than he did the first time round. Maybe try working on the inside as well in those times when he ties up and gets separated by the referee. Look to go to the body, try and counterpunch Deontay Wilder when he can as well. But I think what I see is Tyson Fury sailing to a unanimous points decision on the cards, and we'll see a new heavyweight champion in WBC champion Tyson Fury.
Damn. Okay. So that's 1-1. Going over to Marla.
I'm picking Deontay to get a stoppage between rounds 8 to 12. Looked at Fury. He managed to get out of jail last time, and can he pull off the same miracle twice? I doubt it. And I sort of feel like Deontay, having fought Fury before, is going to be more accustomed to Fury's speed and his style and his tricks, and I think that'll help him. And I think you're going to see Wilder come in a bit bigger in this fight than the last one. He was quite light that first fight. I think he'll come in mid-220s for this one. So he'll still be quick and mobile, but just have a bit even more power. So, yeah, I'm going for a stoppage for Wilder.
Wilder via stoppage. You got any kind of rounds? Yeah.
8 to 12.
8 to 12.
8 to 12. He's going to have to work hard for it. It's not going to be easy, and I'm expecting him to be behind on the cards, getting outpointed as always. But I'm just thinking, I think he should be able to find a bomb at some point and get him out of there.
Yes. Okay. So that's 2-1. EJ Boxing.
Born in the USA. Yo, bro, I got Wilder on points, man. Like I believe Fury, in that fight, Wilder's listen, Wilder's gonna do the same thing he did with Ortiz. He's gonna let Fury rack up points, let him get comfortable. He gonna knock Fury down once, maybe twice. What I'm saying, in the card. I don't think Fury's gonna stay in the canvas. I think, and I'm gonna put this out there, right? Elite fighters, when Wilder fights elite fighters, he doesn't finish them off. Let me explain. He may knock you down, but you won't stay down. Even Ortiz, when he got stopped, he was on his feet and he was complaining that the referee shouldn't have been stopped.
Something I've seen as well, yeah.
Right? So I rate his power, that he has hard power, but he ain't the same as some other guys I can mention, because I always kind of rate people's power against the guys that don't want to stay in the canvas, like Fury. So Fury will get up off the canvas again and again if he needs to, right? And Fury can try to outpoint him. Fury outpoint him and move, even if he's got a bad foot. Yeah, I think Fury can pick up some rounds, but ultimately in America, if it's close this time on the cards, yeah, which it probably will be, I'll give it to Wilder. So I think it's going to go a close point decision. I'll go split decision, Deontay Wilder, and then they'll be looking for a third one. But Wilder will be looking at, Wilder will be looking at it. It's like, if he can't get the AJ fight, then Wilder will probably do a third one. But that's what I'm going for this one. Wilder by split decision, close fight, great fight, and that's how I'm seeing it.
So EJ, you think Wilder can win by points? You think Wilder can outpoint?
Yeah.
You think Wilder can outpoint Fury?
No, I don't think. Well, he's not really like. Let me clarify. I mean, I don't think he'll be able to outbox him, but I think the knockdowns will just say he might knock him down more than twice this time, maybe 3 or 4 times. Even grazing shots. The referee might give him a standing count, and Fury like nah, and then Fury has to try and box him again. It's that kind of fight that. But I believe that Fury, even if he goes down, he's not going to stay down. He's just.
So what you're saying is that you expect Wilder to drop Fury, but Fury will get back up. That's how it goes for points. Yeah.
More or less the same thing. I mean, because look, when you look at the first fight, you're looking at it, and it's like, yo, when he got up, he didn't look like he was done for a bit, but the same round, Fury like he was out putting him the same round. But you kind of have to give it a 10-8 because he went down. But if he didn't, you might give it a 10-9 because the way Fury outboxed him in that round is like, yo. But then again, he's the outsider. He's not an American. So I just feel like, say, if he knocks Fury down more than 3 times or 4 times, then yeah, he'll get the decision, which I could see happening. You know what I mean? Because that's what Wilder's looking for. When Fury's looking to this stand with him, hitting the punch, he might get hit more. You know what I mean? More time, but I don't think he's gonna be. He's gonna say, "Yo, is that all you got?" And it's got, "Yo, you bum, you big dosser," and just keep talking and carry on. Them two. It's funny because them two are very easy. I can see Wilder get stunned a bit, but I can see Wilder not really outboxing Fury, but by the knockdowns, I can see Wilder winning on the swing. So that's it. Split decision, Deontay Wilder on this one.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, so my take now. Damn, yeah, it's like I can see Wilder dropping Fury again. I think it's highly unlikely that Wilder is not going to drop Fury again. But the question is, can he keep him down? Can he hit him with sufficient concussive force to keep him down? And you know what? I'm saying I don't think so. I'm saying we're going to learn a lot in this fight. One man's O's got to go. Somebody's O's got to go. And we're going to learn a lot in this fight. I think we're going to learn more from this fight than we learned from the first fight. It's going to be a big test. I'm of the opinion that Fury will be saying, well, yeah, Wilder will be saying, yeah, I dropped him twice. Wilder will be going to bed saying, yeah, I dropped him twice. This time I'm just going to put some extra pep on it. I'm just going to turn into it nicer. I'm going to do it nicer this time around. So I do see Wilder dropping Fury at least once, probably twice. The only doubt in my mind is that can Wilder keep him down? And so that's the quandary. It really is a 49-51 fight in my mind. And who that goes to, that changes. But I'm going to have to stick to my position. I'm going to stick to the philosophy that I've held for these last few months. And that is Wilder by KO. You know? On a rational basis, I'm saying, but can he keep him down? And I doubt it. But somehow, that's my pick. Wilder by KO or TKO. KO or TKO. Wilder by KO or TKO. That is my pick. But I'm not convinced of it. It's very 49-51. Let me go to a few of the topics and then we're gonna move on. Wilder on points. Fury on points for me. Even if he hasn't injured his ankle like rumors suggest. Wilder by KO. Inside now, round. Yeah. I'm going for the 9th round also. Around and about the 9th round. So it could be 8, could be 9, could be 10, round about there. And in truth, I think I see it going. Yeah, in between 6 and 9. It's a crazy bet, but that's what I feel. Murphy, can I put a question to the panel? Is Fury pitty patty in and out of range and weaving around again more or less risky than trying to force it to an inside fight? On Wilder's chest as much as possible. On Wilder's chest as much as possible. Now, you see, my position on that, if he was a shorter fighter, I think that would work out better. But somehow with Fury being the taller guy trying to come in on his chest, no, I see that's more risky. I see that's being riskier for the taller guy. I really do. I think that's a risky. I think Fury is better using his range. Staying out of Wilder's range and picking his spots to come in. In and out of range, in and out, inside out, not trying to chain on his chest, because all Wilder has to do then is wheel off, step back and wheel off. And he can do that multiple times with the right and the left. but I'm going to move it around the table. That's just my opinion. Ames.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to gauge someone's game plan, especially someone like Tyson Fury, when it feels like when you watch him in the ring, he mostly just ad-libs it from the off. In regards to the question, though, what's more risky? The more risky is the inside fight, even though that might be effective because we've never really seen that done all that much to Deontay Wilder. Like you've said, Rafi, that's more kind of suited for a shorter fight. You'd love to see a Ruiz or a Dillian White do that to Deontay Wilder and see what the outcome of that is. But whereas with Tyson Fury, he's got that height trying to get onto the chest of Deontay Wilder. The problem is with the height and then coming into the chest, and then as you exit, you're in line for that right hand or that left hook to get caught on top or caught with that shot. The more you do it as well, so I think that's too much of a risk for Tyson to do. Like I said a little bit briefly, I think what Tyson does is he's the stone heavier. He clinches, he bears down his opponent, sort of like what Vladimir Klitschko used to do to many of opponents, make them feel the weight early, and just tire them out. Clinch them, time out, make it boring, stink it out in an even more of a different way, like Tyson Fury apparently did the first time round. He stinked it out with kind of being around the side and jabbing and coming in and out. Well, do it a different way by tying up and leaning on him. Do that, make him feel the power early, and then just kind of float your way through to the unanimous decision.
Yes. Marla, you're on mute, my friend. Yep. What was the question? The question was, the question was, is Fury pitter-patter in and out of range and weaving around again more or less risky than trying to force it to an inside fight? Sticking onto Wilder's chest as much as possible. So which is more risky?
Oh, I honestly think getting in on Wilder's chest is riskier.
Yeah.
I really do, because there's always, I know people say Wilder can't fight on the inside, but he did land a good uppercut on Ortiz, and I've seen him working on his left hook in training, and he does hit hard, and he's only got to land one of those big ones in close, and it could really turn the fight upside down. So I think trying to force the fight and get right in on Wilder, it is more risky.
I think so. EJ Boxing.
Yes. Rafi.
What's the question? The question is Fury's pitter-patter in and out of range, weaving around again, more or less risky than trying to force it to an inside fight? Sticking on Wilder's chest as much as possible. Which is more risky? Pitter-patter, in and out, weaving around, feinting, tip-tap dancing. Is that more risky, more or less risky than Fury trying to stay on Wilder's chest? Which is the more risky?
I think moving around and trying to stay away from Wilder, because eventually the moving around, remember, that's a young man's style. He could do it. Like, he's a big guy. And he can do it for a while, but eventually you saw with the other guys, they could time you, against better opponents, they can time you when you're moving around. And you saw with the Wallum fight that it didn't really work. You know what I mean? Guys worked you out. I mean, he was I think that guy was a southpaw, but he figured Fury out. And I think Fury's gonna adapt a different style. I think in this fight, he's gonna try and attempt to stay with Wilder in that area, not really in his chest, the space maybe in his chest, and try and push Wilder backwards. I think usually, and I say it again, we always say it in the gym, some guys are very good coming forward, but they're not never very good fighting on their back foot. If you put I don't think no one's actually tried to make Wilder fight on the retreat. You know what I mean? It's Wilder is moving around, like people are stalking him, and Wilder's kind of circling, and then he lands on them. You know what I mean? He needs that space to land his shot. But if you're inside in the mid area, in that area where Fury got some good little body shots and stuff like that, I think that's the way to stay in that kind of mid area. Then he can't really strike. It forces Wilder to fight as well. So I think they might adopt that tactic. That's the tactic, not really the weaving on the outside. Because at the end of the day, if in the day you're in a fight, you're looking at a guy, you're like, I've been in with him, I've done that tactic, and I nearly got my lights put out. 1 minute I'm there laughing my head off, your big doss are sticking my tongue out, and next thing I'm on the canvas and I'm getting counted out. So it's like, listen, I tried that. Oh, am I going to do that again? And And you have to be perfect to do that game plan. Perfect, no mistakes. You know what I mean? And he had a really good camp. Ricky Hatton, Freddie Roach, you know what I'm saying? Ben Davis and that stuff. But the Crump Gym is not about that. They're about standing with you, moving their head slightly and bunning you with some real good shots. So I think when he said that, that's what he's going to do. I can see him doing that. You know, I can really see him staying with Wilder in that range. And Wilder shooting them shots, he's slipping, just missing by a couple of inches, and Wilder countering him. And then Wilder goes backwards. And then Fury just takes a couple of steps in and just keeping it like that. And then Wilder's like, yo, you know, you're actually coming to fight me. And Wilder, you know, Wilder starts getting wild and starts throwing it all over. And Fury's like, that's fine. He just tuck up, and just keep picking him. So I think Fury might try and adapt that to everyone else listening. That's crazy. But that is probably the most effective style to beat Wilder because no one's actually did it. No one's actually did it.
So what you're saying? You're saying stay at long range and pick him off and then step in and pick him off and step out? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, I'm saying stay in mid-range. Stay in mid-range.
Mid-range.
Yeah, mid-range. You stay mid-range, not on his chest, just mid-range. Right. So when he shoots his right hand or left hook, you can counter him. Because remember, what Fury's got longer arms, he can counter him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can make him miss and counter in that area. And then as you counter him, Wilder goes backwards. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't stand there. If he does stand there and start swinging, you just tighten up. And then you just hit him with a couple. Just a couple, bop, bop, bop. And then you tighten up again. Yeah, you might lean on him a bit. Referee breaks. And then you just walk him down.
So you're saying mid-range and then grip him up.
Mid-range, cover up. Mid-range, tying up your defense and counter him. That's what we're saying.
Mid-range, time up with the arms, yeah?
Yeah. No, sorry, tighten up your defense so your hands are up. When I mean tighten up, so your high guards are up covering your chin and your chest, and then you pick him off. So when he throws the wide shots, you can pick them off and just tighten up. Ortiz was showing you that's exactly how you do. You see what Ortiz was doing to him. That's what you do to him. But you see, the thing is, at some point, your concentration goes. That's not who you. So Paulie Manaji says this. Paulie Manaji, know who you are, know who you're not. You understand what I'm saying to you? So he might do that he might be effective doing that style, but that's not who Fury is. Fury likes to bounce around. So even though I'm saying that you might be effective, but ultimately you might go back to your normal style. So that's the style that he might adapt. But I think that's probably the best policy for him, rather than with his big frame. And I heard he's got foot injury bouncing around the ring. So tighten up your defense, stay mid-range and look to counter Wilder when he misses 3 shots. That's
That seems like a high-risk strategy. High risk strategy to me, because surely would he not be better off staying out of range and then coming in range tactically, and then staying out of range and play with the out of range, mid-range, out of range, mid-range, play with that maybe, that.
Yeah, that style is hard, man. It's because it's just all about timing, isn't it? As you're going in and going out, you're timing and you're burning energy. You know what I mean? In them sort of fights, as it goes down the stretch, you could counter him. Like you're the better boxer. You've proven you got the better head. You've got the better head movement. So why do you need to have that much room to get around them? You can easily counter him if you're that close. Your arms are longer. You can counter him. You can counter him quickly. When you counter him, because if Fury looked at, I'm sure he looked at the figures. Look, you hurt him. But when Fury hurt, what did Fury do? He went backwards. You see what I'm saying now? So now when you hurt, you stay your ground. You don't go back. You stay your ground. Wilder goes back, then you go forward. So what you're doing in effect, is ring generalship. You're controlling Wilder, which is easy said than done. Wilder's like a wild buck, but really and truly, to do that effect, to be effective, that style, you have to basically abandon your style. You see, Sugar Ray Leonard did that against Hearns. He was on the outfit. He said, "Yo, I had enough. I'm gonna have to fight him. You're gonna have to declare war. Like you can't just do what you did previously." Because in the day, the same reactions again. All you do is embolden Wilder. The moment Wilder sees you on the back foot, run away. Wilder's like, "Yo, you chicken, you know what I'm saying?" So that's my strategy. If Fury, because Fury's talking like with the Crump Gym, that's what they do. If you look at all the Hitman Hearns, you look at Jerome McLennan, you look at a lot of them guys there. They stay in range and they count on you straight there. They count on you in range. You know what I mean? That's their style. So even Adonis Stevenson versus Tony Bellew, same thing. He was right there with Tony Bellew. Slipped them, bang! You know, I'm telling you, it was woo, and he was just on him. You know, so they might be working on that.
Andy Lee as well. Andy Lee a couple of times with that Crump style.
Yeah. Because when you're a Crump fighter, you're not running from no one. You're just gonna make them miss and just counter and then double up your shots. So if you land one right hand, don't switch to another hook. Just double up the right hand, double it, bap, and then tighten up if he comes back. Wilder starts flowing mad shots, tighten up, 2 to the body, tighten up. You know what I mean? It's very effective style, very effective. But Fury's got the boxing ability to do that. You know what I mean? And I think that's what he's gone there for. He's saying it. He's been saying the whole week. So I'm kind of gonna go. Fury's not been the guy to say one thing and do the other. So I'm just gonna go with what he's saying, and I think that's the best of style to do. Not really lean on him, just basically stay in that range and let Wilder go backwards. Let's see how Wilder fights on the back foot. You know what I mean?
When does Fury ever do what he says he's gonna do?
That's true.
Against Klitschko, what did he say? What did he say he was gonna do against Klitschko? Did he say he was gonna stand with him?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he said he's gonna beat him up, knock him out.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right there. But you know what? I'll go with him this time. Or maybe I'll stick with him this time. You're right. You're probably right. But you know what? End of the day, this is a fight to get respect, man. End of the day, to get men's. And I always say to the guys in the amateur gym, I say, listen, this guy's beating you around. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna run all day? You're gonna have to declare war. You're gonna have to stay with him, tighten up your defense, and come back on him with some straight punches. You know what I mean? And I go to the kid after, even though he lost. So how do you feel? I feel much better. I go, why? You felt like a man. You felt like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if you're in the ring and someone's beating you up and you running around, you're bouncing around, it's terrible. It's like they own you and you're just like, you look ragged, you're tired.
Who would be beating who up though?
No, listen. I've been with some kids in the amateur gym.
In this scenario, who would be beating who up?
Oh, in this scenario. Oh,
yeah, this scenario.
Wilder, we putting it in. Wilder, we doing it to him. Wilder can do that. That Otto Worm. Wilder can do what Otto Worm did to Fury. Because Fury's reflexes, when he did it, he was like, yo, this guy's actually hitting me.
Yeah.
Fury's like, yo, I'm doing
okay, I'm gonna stop you there. Has Fury's reflexes diminished? Ames.
So this is obviously judging off of Schwartz and Wallin.
Not Schwartz, Wallin, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose you take both. Obviously, Fury, dismantled Schwartz, who, didn't really prove much competition. Has his reflex diminished? I can't really gauge it. It's a bit of a crap answer for you. It's one of those things with what I take from the Wallin fight is, maybe like Ben Davison was saying, maybe it was a little bit overtrained. He could tell Fury was kind of holding his feet a little bit. Whether that's because he's been hit and stayed hit and that's taken away something from Fury, whether it's because he's, the reflexes are diminished. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out really in this fight, and that'll be the telling thing. That'll also be telling for those future fights with Joshua and Dylan White down the road. I don't think so. I think Fury is as slick as ever. I think Fury is going to be. I don't think he'll be quite the Klitschko versus Klitschko Fury, but I think the reflexes will be just as sharp as they need to be to combat Deontay Wilder. And I don't think, to be fair, with someone like Fury in the ability that he has, I don't think you need to have as sharp reflexes as you probably need to, because Wilder's punches come at such kind of they're so telegraphed that you can see them coming from a mile off. So I think that's going to prove enough to maybe say that if Fury has diminished,
you can see them coming from a mile off. Why are people falling down?
Because of the power and because people do get caught. I think it's one of those things with no, maybe I'm not giving Wilder the credit, but the thing is, against Ortiz, who's not going to move out of the way and doesn't have the reflexes like your original question is, he can't get out of the way of him. None of the fighters have had the reflexes that Tyson Fury has had. And to get back to your original question, I think it's Fury still has those reflexes to combat that, unlike the other however many opponents have had in the past.
But he still got dropped twice.
He did get dropped twice, that's true. I think the first one was a little bit unlucky. Obviously, you make your own luck, but you got caught kind of top on the head-ish as he was trying to move out of range. He shouldn't have got caught on the ropes. And the second time round was like you've seen the Ben Davison breakdown. Fury was in his mannerism of a reflex, which a trait that he does where he has a reset and he kind of touches his nose and he nods his head, whatever it is he's doing. He got caught in that sort of thing, and that's a focus thing, not a reflex thing. So I don't think that comes into play in that kind of point in terms of those two knockdowns. So I think they'll be just as sharp as ever, and he'll need that. He'll definitely need that those reflexes, because they'll have also, if this Kronk Jim meta kind of idea is coming into forth in this fight for the game plan, then he'll need those reflexes to be sharp to slip those punches and counter. I think they're there anyway if he's going to implement that plan. I don't feel that they've diminished. I think just with Wallin, we know what Fury's like. He kind of battles down to the level of his opponent. I think it's a case of that in those last two fights. So I don't think I think Fury will be just as sharp as if he is 100%. I don't believe the rumor with the foot injury. I don't believe that at all. But I think he's just as sharp for this fight and he'll be ready for Wilder. His reflexes will be primed.
He's ready for war.
Ready for war.
Marla, has Tyson Fury's reflexes are they a tad diminished?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought, I mean, when he got knocked down by Wilder in the first fight, that's just part and parcel of fighting Wilder. You know, it happens. It's happened to pretty much everyone who's fought him.
Yeah.
I thought Fury looked good in that fight. It's just one of those things, you know. But no, I think he's going to come into this fight looking sharp. I think he's still got a lot to offer.
Still got a lot to offer. EJ Boxing, has Fury's reflexes diminished?
Yes, they're diminished 100%. But one thing he's got good timing. He's got good timing. Reflexes is one thing, but timing is everything. Wilder, no one's ever countered Wilder's straight right hand or countered his left hook. So, I mean, you guys might say that's reflexing, but it's timing. It's practicing in the gym, timing and timing again. He throws the straight right, you slip it, you land your own right hand. You see, Ali did it to Sonny Liston. You know what I'm saying? They call that ankle punch. You know what I mean? That could happen. You throw his jab, slip, pow. Yeah, people call it a pull counter. You know what I'm saying? So in that respect, no one's ever done these sort of things to Wilder. So his timing has diminished, as everyone.
What makes you say that though?
Because obviously he's getting hit more. He got hit by Odin Wallem in his last fight. He got hit more than that fight than ever before. So his timing's off. His reflex and timing's off, isn't it? So that just shows you right there. That's why he's adopted to tighten up his defense and say he's going to stand with him. You can only see the thing is about when it comes to boxing, yeah? As you get older, you modify your style. He hasn't done that. He's old now. That style not going to work as you're young. You can't. It's a young man's style that he was doing. He's not young. He's not young no more. You know what I mean? Wilder realizes that he's not a good boxer. You see what Wilder does? He's modified his style. He said, "I'm not going to outbox you. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to be a sharpshooter." You see what I'm saying? That's what you do. You modify your style. See, he's gone. That's why he's gone to the crump. He's gone to the crump to learn how to stand and counter and punch back. This is all. This end of the day, that's through his head movement and timing. You know, like I know George Fox from over here. He's the pro fighter. He's starting at MT Global. He's gone over there. Don Charles' son. He's gone over there. I was talking to Don Charles yesterday, and he was saying that George up and coming guy. He's George is a mover and likes to stand with Fury. He says that Fury is just hard to hit. He's very hard to hit. He's very slippery. But at the same time, you need to be able to counter and put something on Wilder to get his respect. You know what I'm saying? Like Ortiz did. Ortiz did do that. You know what I mean? And Wilder's got the kind of brain that you hit me, I want to fight you back. But Fury just tighten up. So I feel his reflexes have diminished. I feel that his timing. His timing, to be fair, is what he's going to rely on. But the reflex definitely have gone. You know what I mean? You can see already. He couldn't get out of the way of Odin Wallem touch. Odin Wallem, I don't even know what that guy's doing. I never. I ain't seen the guy before. You could say, "Oh, that guy came in the great day." Fury used to laugh at people in the corner. He used to grab two ropes, move his head in the movement, and people couldn't hit him with a bag of rice. That's all. Then this guy's touching him up, cutting around his eye. Well, he's got to be conscious of and this is why he changed his whole camp. You know what I mean?
Well, there's two arguments. Sorry to cut you. There's two arguments. One, that yes, Fury's reflexes seem diminished, but he had blood pouring in his eyes.
Yeah.
But what I say is that he only had blood pouring in his eyes for a short while, for a few rounds. They stemmed it. They stemmed it. So I think he got cut in early, like a second round, and then it was flowing till maybe the sixth. And then they stemmed it pretty good. So I don't think that the diminishing of reflexes can be solely attributed to the cut. I really don't.
Understandably. You can say that, yeah. No, that's true. But the thing is, Wilder is hitting more times in a fight and put him down the fight than anyone else before. You know what I'm trying to say? You got to look at the competition, and each fight he's getting touched more. That's what I'm going by. I'm going by the output that he's getting hit more and more in each fight. Even the guys are not that good. Some of them just completely just blow them out. But as the competition goes up, then he's going to get hit more. The style he's adopted is very hard to do. Like I said, at a later age, at some point, you're going to have to stand there and say, yo, I'm not going to go back. I'm going to stand with you and fight. And that's what he say he's going to do. So I'll go with that. So I say, yeah, he's reflexes have gone
Yeah.
back. But like most people, if you say to me, has Wilder's reflexes gone back? Maybe they have as
Yeah.
well. You know, I could say that
Yeah.
as well. But I think I
Yeah.
just feel like by time, boxers time, and that's why boxers, young man sport, as timing goes, as long as you're in the ring, the things start
Yeah.
to diminish slightly. I wouldn't say it's shot or it's gone. I'd say it's slightly. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I think
so-
go ahead, that's it.
So controversial views over here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Controversial views. There's a 50-50 split on this question. There's a 50-50 split on whether Tyson Fury's reflexes look like they may have diminished a tad. I'm going with that. I'm going with that might be proved wrong. I'll be happy to be proved wrong in this coming fight. Happy to be proved wrong. But right about now, you heard it here first. There's a 50-50 split. Tyson on the question whether Tyson Fury's reflexes may have diminished by just a tad. Based on his last fight with Wilder and his fight with Otto Wallin, some of that can be attributed to blood in the eyes. So that could be a false reading. We don't know. But that is something that I'm telling you. Everybody watching this now, present and in the future, look out. Look out for the possibility that Tyson Fury is going to get touched more than you expect him to get touched. If my hypothesis that his reflexes may have diminished by just a tad. Okay, so we're going to have to move on. I think we've cut it up, we've chopped. Okay, anybody on the panel, is there a question about the Tyson Fury versus Wilder fight? Is there an element that we may have missed? Because this is supposed to be the definitive breakdown. Is there an element or something that you want to say, something we haven't touched on, or something that you want to say, something I may have overlooked?
No, I just think I think Fury now as well. I think if it does go to the scorecards, I think Fury has built himself in the USA to kind of have a bit of value to maybe, conspiracy theory wise, you think, this fight won't stay here, this fight won't go around. I think if it does go to the scorecards, I think the fight will go into Fury's favor because he's sticking around in the USA. It's his home, apparently, from now until the future, till he retires. So I'm hoping that if that does play a favor, that kind of can factor into it as well. But I just like to see, essentially, when this fight is all said and done, the right winner coming out, the deserved winner coming out. None of this controversy, nothing to ruin the fight. No early stoppages, just no controversy in general. I want to see a clear and definitive winner. And like Wilder does say, I do want to see one champion, one face, one name. We'll be a lot clearer to that after this fight, hopefully, in theory. And I think that will be Tyson Fury. The Gypsy King will rise to the occasion like he does normally, and he'll hopefully oust Wilder of his WBC crown.
Uh-huh. And okay, so over to Marla.
I don't know. Don't know what else to say about it. Really, it's all been covered for so long. It just we'll find out on Sunday.
Yes, we're gonna find out on. It's gonna be Sunday for us as well.
I just hope Fury's cut doesn't open up, because if it opens up, he's done.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't open up, but I'm one of the few people that are confident that his plastic surgeon did a good job, and his plastic surgeon told him when he could resume training. I like to think that he got a top of the line plastic surgeon who knows what he's doing and knows what he's talking about. Obviously, I don't know who the hell the plastic surgeon is, but I like to think that the plastic surgeon knows what he's doing. He did a great job. And he was the one who told Tyson when he could resume training. Tyson laid it out. I think he said it was 100 days or something like that. And he was out for 100 days. He went and got it checked again. And the plastic surgeon gave him the okay to resume training. And then apparently I heard Fury say that there were no headshots allowed. I suppose there would have been some headshots at some point, but generally it was stay away from the head. It was just glancing blows to the head and mainly body work. So I like to think that they got a top of the line plastic surgeon who knows what the hell he's talking about. So that was Marla and EJ Boxing. Is there any element we've overlooked? Is there your final words on this fight before we moved on?
I hope these guys are getting paid what they deserve. I don't know, is it 50-50? If it is, all I know is this year is that when they had their last fight, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua decided to come to America, and that's what happened. These two guys are literally the number one, you could say arguably number one, number two, number three in the world. When they fight, they change the whole pitch of the landscape of the boxing. The first fight they did changed the whole landscape. They got people who wasn't interested in boxing. I hope that, unlike the YouTubers on boxing, not like no disrespect to them, this fight captivates a new audience, captivate new people interested in the sport. I believe that the fight will live up to what the second fight, even better than the first fight and some. And I believe that whoever wins, whether that be Tyson Fury, will be reclaiming his rightful throne. When he beat Vladimir, he's the belts that he got taken from him, and especially exiled and all the things he went through. And rightly so, I can see him breaking down crying in the middle of the ring. And so Wilder getting that respect of saying, well, I finally beat the guy who beat Klitschko, and now I finally got a guy on my resume that now you guys can't say that I've got a fight in bums or this, that, the other. So I hope both of them truly both get the credit it deserves, and they go on to go for the one fight, one name champion, which is Anthony Joshua, and they go on to make a fight. Whoever that is, may the best man win. And for boxing, may the best for our sport. May whoever wins lead us well into 2020, 2025 or whatever, 22. So I look forward to a great epic bout. Yeah, that's what I look forward to.
Excellente. I'm not gonna touch on the question of the winner going on to fight Anthony Joshua. I'm not going to touch on that because then, that might change the mood. That might change the mood because that opens up a whole ugly can of worms. So I'm not going to touch on that this show. What I will say is my final words on this fight before we take a brief look at some other fights over the weekend, etc. My final thoughts on this fight, final words on this fight is that I think we're going to see the best. Each fighter, somebody's O has got to go. There's so much on the line for this. So much on the line. If Wilder wins, then he's a WBC plus. He takes the lineal, the dubious lineal, although it might be a dubious lineal, but he takes that if he beats Fury. So now he's the WBC champion and the lineal champion. So if that happens, that's massive. That is absolutely massive. And all the bomb fights that Wilder's had in the past, they kind of slightly get expunged. It's a little bit of redemption here. He kind of redeems his name. If Wilder wins, it's massive because, like I said, he's the WBC champ and he gets that dubious lineal, that disputed lineal champ. So that's big for Wilder. If Fury wins, then he's no longer just walking around with the invisible lineal. He's walking around with a visible and tangible strap, the WBC. So either way this goes, this is massive. It's massive. Not gonna look beyond the fight because then it gets ugly. But yeah, massive for the winner. Absolutely massive for the winner. Okay, so we've chopped that up thoroughly and comprehensively. I don't think there's any aspect of that we haven't touched on. So yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so let's briefly take a little look elsewhere on the boxing scene. What we're saying here. Did anybody see the Caleb Plant fight?
No, I didn't see it.
Ames, did you see that the Caleb Plant fight?
I didn't see it, unfortunately, Rafi. Sorry, mate.
Damn, it's just me. Okay, so briefly touching on that. So it was a nice performance by Caleb Plant. Where is the window? Let me just get something up while I talk about what? That's not what I wanted. So yeah, okay. So Caleb Plant comfortably. What was it? TKO? Was it 10th round TKO? TKO Caleb Plant versus Vincent. What is that guy's name? Feigenbus. Fergenbu, from Germany, from the Deutschland. What was that? What was the result of that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 10th round TKO. Yeah, Kelly Plant was out. Yeah, outclassed the dude. He outclassed Fergenbu comfortably. Fought well, fought at distance, nice jabs, nice, long, nice. Yeah, that's got a kind of wide stance. It kind of reminds me of a Tommy Hearns type of stance. Yeah, has his front shoulder fully twisted forward. You know, keeping his arm, making his front punch longer and twisting around with the backhand. Very good performance, but like I said, there was a disparity in class. There was a disparity in the class of the two, so that's very comfortable for Caleb Plant. And then Jorge Linares versus Carlos Morales. What was that? The fourth round? Was that a fourth round finish? I think that was the fourth round finish. I should have had this written down. Fourth round finish, and once again, you know, it was a very comfortable victory for Linares. Now, the significance of the Linares victory is that I think most people. Did anybody watch that Linares fight? No, on the panel.
No, mate. I skipped this week's action. Sorry, Rafi.
Yeah, no problem. So you didn't see the Ryan Garcia fight. Nobody seen the Ryan Garcia fight.
Just the knockout. That's all I've seen of it.
Yeah. So basically, right, the pertinence of the whole Linares fight winning is that I think everybody on the planet knows that Ryan Garcia disposed of his guy. Was in the first round. I think it was in the first round. Disposed of him very, very comfortably. Francisco Fonseca. Easy dispatch. Garcia looked clinical, looked like a killer. So a lot of people thought it was just a pretty boy, you know, an Instagram boxer. But it's beginning to look like it's beginning to look like Garcia could be a very, very, very serious dude going forward. Very serious guy in the division. And so he's going to be meeting up with Linares. And then, of course, Devin Haney. His name almost escaped my memory. Devin Haney's talking about Ryan Garcia. Wants to get it on. Wants to get it popping with him. But Ryan Garcia says, yo, ho. Wait up. I'm just new on the scene. So take time. I got some people to get to before I gets to you. So that was the weekend's boxing. Pretty much rounded it out. And one last question about the fight over there on the Wilder Fury card. I forgot to talk about the Gerald Washington versus Charles Martin fight. We might as well get some predictions on that while we're here. That's going to be the last fight before the main fight, I think. So you want to take that away, Ames? You got any thoughts on that? Have you thought about it?
Not too much, really. No, I haven't really thought about it. Charles Martin is obviously on the rebuild. He wants to, in his goals is to have, you know, rematches and fights for the titles at the top level of the heavyweight division. Standing in his way is obviously Gerald Washington. I think I rate Gerald Washington a bit more over Charles Martin. I think Gerald Washington should secure the victory. I don't think it's going to be a very good fight at all. I think it's going to go the distance. I mean, I hope and pray there'll be a knockout early-ish, but I think this fight is going to be not one to be pretty. I think Gerald Washington will come through with the victory. Although it would be fun, a little bit entertaining to see the man who walks the earth like a god come back and walk this earth to that presence again, to that stature once more. against some other fighters. He's willing to come over to the UK, so he could come back again in the future if he does get the win. So maybe I'll go out to see him. But no, I think Gerald Washington comes through this fight with Charles Martin, but I don't really have too much interest in it. I'll have it on in the background kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's the time to set your alarm. That's probably going to be on at 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. Might be best to just be on the safe side, 3:30 a.m. In case things are early. Ames does not have a channel to the best of my ability. Ames, do you have a channel?
I do, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so Ames is just what I call my channel is Take Ames, TAKEAYMZ. I do boxing much like yourself. A couple of live streams as well here and there. I also interview for Boxing News TV. So I get to the events and get the chance to interview some of these boxers. So
that's great, man. That's great. I didn't know that. So that's Take Ames. Take Ames has his own channel. So you learn something new every day. I did not know that. Okay. So that's good stuff. Good stuff. Some more content from the UK. Marla. Gerald Washington versus Charles Martin.
I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham. Yeah, the heart of the land, the Middle Earth. Middle Earth, absolutely. Anybody who watches Lord of the Rings, that's where we at. So Marla.
I would go for Charles Martin if he's not on drugs. if he's on where he needs to be physically and mentally, I'm actually picking him to win on points.
Yeah, Charles Martin. He was in one of the most exciting fights of 2019 when he faced off against a guy called Kawanaki, Adam Kawanaki. It's one of the fights of the year in terms of excitement for 2019. If anybody hasn't seen that, go check it out. Very back and forth, very entertaining fight. I myself, I watched Gerald Washington against Robert Hellenius. That was a terrible, in my opinion, dreadful fight, just ugly. It's guys who really weren't showing any boxing slicks. It wasn't slick, clever, wily boxing. It was just, it looked terrible. It could be. I mean, amateurs would fight better than that. Technically, amateurs would fight better than they did. Technically, I was going to say they look like amateurs, but no, amateurs don't look like that. They tend to be technically better. This was horrible to watch, in my opinion. But the knockout was sweet. The knockout came from Gerald Washington over Robert Hellenius. I'm not into boxing maths because you'll remember, I think Hellenius took, was it White? Dillian White, the distance, I believe. But Gerald Washington took him out. So, it's a circular maths. I don't believe in it, but that's what happened. Charles Martin, I think he's got the better cardio of the two. His punch, his stuff. He's got some basic fundamentals. I mean, he's not tidy work by any stretch of the imagination. But I think he's a better level boxer than Gerald Washington. Would I put any money on that? No. I wouldn't put a penny on that. But I think he's a better boxer than Gerald Washington. We're about to find out. We're going to find out on Sunday. Saturday, Sunday the 22nd, Sunday the 23rd. That's when we find out over here in the UK and over down there in New Zealand and Australia, etc., etc. You guys in America, yeah, it will be on Saturday the 22nd. So that is the way I'm seeing that. Where we at? Okay, and so I think the time has come. We're going to keep it nice and tight. This is the end of the show. I want to give my thanks to everybody in the chat and all the participants who came and joined me live on the panel for the definitive breakdown of Wilder versus Fury. Who do we have? We had Phil Walker. We had Vincent Grant. I think he goes under the Omar tag. Big Boys Boxing. EJ Boxing Live. Yeah, go check him out, as well as Ames. Got their own channels, and Big Boys Boxing got their own channels. So check everybody out. Have a look at their content. And of course, Marla joined us, as well as Ames. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. That was everybody who came on the panel. So yeah. So thank you, Ames, and thank you, Marla. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks,
No
Rafi.
worries, mate.
Appreciate it.
Much appreciated. Take care. And of course, you know that I'll be covering the fight live on Sunday morning. Sunday morning coming. And so, yeah. There we have it. There we have it. Man's got work at 5:30. Damn. Got to get it in. Much appreciated. Take Ames. Yeah, always a pleasure to have the gang, Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio gang, up in the building. Okay, so what can I say? I think we've chopped it up. We've chopped it up good and proper. Under eight, Charles Martin at your peril. He walks the earth like a god, allegedly. I'm not buying it myself. Okay, so, we've chopped up a lot of things here tonight. Done a thorough and comprehensive look at Wilder versus Fury 2. What else did we talk about? Talked a little bit about Dubois versus Joyce early on, did I? Not really comprehensively. We'll cover that deeper when the time comes, when it's time. Okay, I don't think there's much else to say. This has been nice, tight, compact show. Hopefully when I check out the replay. So, not much left to say, nothing else to say other than to say thank you, everybody who joined in the present and who will watch in the future. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it's the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi, Mondays and Wednesdays, 10 p.m. UK time. It's the Philip Carl Roberts, the God of War, the Take Ames, the Sub Skrilla, the Wild Soul, the BH, and who else we got? And many, many, many more. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi, Cristiano Wu, the Uncle Burnt Apostrophe. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi. It's the Phil Walker. Almost forgot Phil Walker. Damn, Phil Walker was on the panel, the first man to jump on the panel. It's a good thing I scrolled up. Philip Carl, and saw the Phil Walker. And we can't forget the last king of Scotland and Omar Pasha. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi. And the only thing left for me to say is see you on Wednesday, 10 p.m. UK time. And of course, covering the fight live Sunday morning. Probably start the show around 3 or something like that. Something crazy. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. The last thing for me to say tonight, the same thing I always say.